Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live for another game in this Anderson Classic. Of course, live at the Madhouse on Mesa here at Anderson High School in Northwest Austin, Texas. Wherever you may be viewing from, we are happy that you are with us. If you're watching at work, if you're watching from somewhere else in Texas, across the country, or anywhere, we are happy to have you right here on Vype Live for this third game, for Anderson basketball here in their own tournament. Trojans off to a rocky start here, 0-2 in pool play, dropping their first game against Cy Falls, and again last night against Fort Bend Austin, two Houston area schools. Now they will go the other direction up in Texas, up north to the Metroplex, where they will take on these Mustangs from Grapevine, Texas. My name is Jack Farrell. Happy that you are with us here on a Friday afternoon, a beautiful, brisk day here in Austin, Texas. We are set up on time, ready to go, getting started in this one probably a little bit early to keep the tournament moving. So get on in here so we can be with you for the opening tip. Both teams out now getting some shots up. This is the bronze bracket, so both of these teams are 0-2 in this tournament. Grapevine losing the 8:30 game this morning, so maybe Anderson can take advantage of a team that just recently played a game and had to get up a little early. They dropped that one by a score of 53-33 against Kingwood. Their other game coming against a very familiar foe for the Austin Anderson Trojans, the Westlake Chaparrals, another Northwest team, down 360 here. The score in that one yesterday at 5:30 p.m. was 66-48 in favor of the Chaparrals. I want to thank my QA and my boss, Mr. Merle Bertrand, who is keeping an eye on things for us here this afternoon, so expect me to be on my best behavior through this one. We are just over 2 minutes away from getting started. Both teams will head back to their benches soon enough. And we'll get the announcements of our starting lineups, and then we will be ready to go. 8 minutes will pop up on the clock. We will have our opening tip, and we will be ready to go. And looking at the scoreboard here for Anderson, they've had a tough time on offense. It's really been self-inflicted wounds a lot of the time, turning the ball over, passing into passing lanes where players aren't, a little too high, a little too hard, fitting them into tight windows. It's been a lot of that for the Trojans, but if there is a bright spot, a little bit later on in that game, towards the end of the third quarter against Fort Bend Austin, the three ball started to fall. We know we have some guys on this team that have the ability to shoot the three. It's just they haven't quite been able to put it together all at once throughout the season. The Trojans enter at 2-11, the Grapevine Mustangs at 6-6, but Drew Donahue has been able to knock in a three in each of these two games. Miles Rickards able to knock in one. Noah Perkins after being held scoreless from the three-point line in game one. So hopefully Anderson can continue a little bit more hot shooting to try and avoid the third place game in this bronze bracket. The winner of this game will play tomorrow. The winner will play tomorrow at 10 a.m. The loser tomorrow at 8:30. So if you're playing for anything for these Trojans, it's play at least one more game, but we have one more to move to the first place round in pool play, but we'll go ahead and send it down to the PA for our starting lineups. So Trojans a little bit late coming out of the huddle here to get things going, but it'll be Sol Mearswa in the middle to tip things off. All things revolve around Sol in the middle. Hey. There you go, Copernicus. 8 minutes up on the clock, and Anderson going to win the opening tip here for the first time in the tournament. Hopefully a good omen of things to come. Luke McReynolds back into the starting lineup after moving to the bench for the second game of this Anderson Classic. And Luke has it to Sol. Some poor spacing for Anderson here, but off to Mearswa, attacking the basket hard. Rebound batted around, and Grapevine able to clear it away. And now off and running is Dylan Loack. They enter this one into the post, finds a cutter, and we'll have a shooting foul on Donahue. Got his arms tangled up in there with Brendan Storm. Ooh. So an early shooting foul. Both of them good here for Storm. Makes it a 2-0 ball game, and pushing ahead are the Trojans and Drew Donahue. Now Perkins around the perimeter, looking for Rickards, and just another errant pass. It's been a lot of that here for Anderson, but a nice cut by Drew Donahue, able to finish at the basket to equalize the score here early. He opens up the Trojan scoring, and it's 2-2 here, 50 seconds into the ball game. Looking into the post at Storm again. One power dribble to the cup, and he lays it up and in. He's got the Mustangs' first 4 points, and Anderson looking to answer. Early three-pointer on the way, no good. A long board goes to Grapevine, trying to force a turnover, can't quite do it. Now all the way, and there is a slam inside for Brendan Storm. He's got all 6 of Grapevine's points in the early going. It's 6-2. McReynolds. Luke moving to his left. Well defended. Tries to pass it off to Mearswa. That ball's deflected. Now they get it to Sol. Mearswa. And he lost that one out of bounds. Garcia pulls this one back out. 2 minutes into the ball game, 6-2, 6 minutes. And now 5:50 remaining here in the first quarter. Right side, it's Foster. Working it around the perimeter, they get it inside. They're looking for Storm again. This time, Anderson able to deflect it away. Some contact on Donahue, but it's a play on. And here comes Perkins. Noah to his right. Some defense comes up and stifles him, takes the ball right away, and now a fast break opportunity. Garcia got a little deep into the post, but able to get there and finish. Now Anderson pushing pace. Donahue had it knocked away, and it'll stay here. McReynolds. Luke into Rickards. Miles back to Perkins. Now Perkins has that unlimited range, and Rickards tried to get that one into Mearswa. It's another turnover. Garcia got caught in the air, kicks it back outside, an open look from the perimeter, no good off to the right, and Anderson going to let that one go, and they will take possession. Stingy defense here early for Grapevine. Rickards looking into Mearswa. Sol moved off the block. Fakes the handoff. Now stuck without a dribble. It's off to McReynolds. Luke. being hounded here, and a foul on the floor. That one going to go against Grayson Davis, who's into the game for the first time. Also Dalton Wallace for Grapevine. No subs yet for Anderson. Perkins. Deflected out of bounds, and it'll be another side out. Just poor ball security. And another deflection. Rickards, screen from Mirzwa. Lobs it into Soul. One dribble, got a man in the air. Floater no good, but he was hacked. Going to be key for Anderson to make opponents pay here at the free throw line, because once they've gotten there in this tournament, they haven't hit them at a particularly high clip. Wager probably right around 50%, if honestly not just under. First substitution of the game, Donahue comes out. He has Anderson's lone field goal of the game. Jack. Oh, I was right the first time. Ben Burris into the game. There you go, Soul making him pay from the free throw line. 2 points the hard way, now 8-4. Garcia swinging it across to Loack. Now on the left side, that's number 10, Dalton Wallace. Mustangs looking to get the ball inside, and some contact and a foul. It'll be a foul on the floor. This is the second team foul. Both teams now with 2 apiece halfway through the first quarter. Of course, one more time since it's still pretty fresh. And there's another quick foul. There is no more single and double bonus. In previous years, like when I was playing, it was by halves. 7 fouls and a half got you a bonus, 1 free throw. And if you made it, you got a second, but now it's just 5 fouls, and you're in the double bonus. So no more 1-and-1, much to my chagrin. But Perkins, a quick pull-up 3, and that's good. They're going to need that to stick in some of these games this year. And Noah Perkins, his stroke is true from downtown. 8 points to 7 points. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Dribbling on the perimeter, Loack gets it inside. Storm just threw that ball at the backboard and got it to go. He's got 8 of the team's 10 points. Perkins, step back, nice move, gets it to go. Noah Perkins with a nifty step back 3. That's his second of the game. He's up to 6. And that evens the score at 10 apiece. Now left side, they're looking for Storm. Kick to the corner. And another one here for Storm. Now here's McReynolds. We'll get the scoreboard updated in just a moment here. 12-10. Good pass off to Mirzwa. Soul kick to the corner. Rickards open for 3. That one no good, just a bit too much on it. And Grapevine with the ball and the lead now. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Driving in, Garcia all the way to the basket. Shot blocked by Rickards. Nice defense inside. Burris off to Perkins. Has 6 of his team's 10 points. Perkins. Now Noah again. He'll fire from 3. This one too strong off back iron. Mirzwa tried to make something happen, and in some of these games, it's been getting pretty physical. Some of them not. This officiating crew is calling it a little tighter. Nothing wrong with that. You just can hope for consistency, and so far it has been, although Anderson has been whistled 2 more times. Prince with it. Nowhere to go. Perkins knocks it away. Here comes Burris. Now across Noah Perkins. Noah going to take a few dribbles inside this time. Now looking for Smith. It was just a little too hot. Probably should have gone back to the perimeter for Burris. A little half-court trap here for Anderson. Here's Garcia. Kicks to the corner, open man for three, no good. And a rebound inside. The smallest man on the court got to it, and he'll head to the line for two. Some subs here for Anderson Rickards to the bench. Zach Wallace into the game. He's out there with Jason Smith. Noah Perkins remains on the court, as does Ben Burris. And rounding it out is Luke McReynolds for the Trojans. And 2 for 2 from the free throw line goes Prince. Now McReynolds attacking off the dribble. Tries to lean in and get one to go. Can't. Wallace batted it into the air. And now under a minute to play in a pretty low scoring affair. Led his roller a little bit too much. That one for Wallace, and incomplete, out of bounds. Perkins. Now here's Wallace. Right side off to McReynolds. Now Wallace off the screen. A good screen set by Smith, but just couldn't cash in on the shot. Under 30 seconds to play now, and Grapevine, looks like Grapevine may hold for the final shot here, but moving a little quickly. Garcia crosses right. 6 seconds left, and I think the fake count worked. They got Foster to fire that one a little early, and that is how the quarter will end. So thanks to a couple threes from Noah Perkins, Trojans only trail by 4. It's 14-10. And we'll go ahead and step aside for 1 minute. You're watching Trojan basketball on Vype. The Anderson Classic will continue in just 30 seconds. 14-10 after 1. We'll be back for quarter number 2. Here we go. Back in for quarter number 2, 14-10. Brendan Storm is the high man here in this game. 10 points for him. He's got 10 of his team's 14. Prince and Garcia for Grapevine both have 2. Mirswa and Donahue do as well. Game high 6 points for Noah Perkins off 2 triples. Great. There we go. Scoreboard now good. Grapevine will have ball first. Out of the Metroplex. Garcia wasn't looking for it, and that should be a backcourt violation. Anderson should just let it go. Some substitutions here as we start the quarter. Josh Lieberman into the game along with Ty Donaldson. They get it into Lieberman. You know he has a quick trigger from 3. He missed a few yesterday. Perkins staying out there as the lone starter. Jack Pender's in the game, as is Wallace. And that's the 5 for the Trojans. Lieberman. Storm back into the game, by the way, for Grapevine with those 10 points. Here's Penders. Now off to Lieberman. Looks at the basket, going to take it all the way to the cup. That one blocked out of bounds, but no matter, it'll stay here for the Trojans. Garcia out there on the floor with Prince, Foster, Storm, and Loack. That's the starting group, and Donaldson can't get it to go. And a steal here. Perkins the other way, all the way to the basket, just short-armed it. It's knocked out of bounds off of Wallace. Mustangs looking to extend their lead. Back to the right side into Storm. Penders against him, and he got trapped underneath the basket and lost it out of bounds. So some good defense here. And since the early going, where Storm had a quick 10, or quick 8, and this one knocked away out of bounds, it'll stay here. So there's more carelessness with the basketball. Donaldson. Now back to Wallace. Foster there defending. Now off to Lieberman. Lieberman driving in, a little pick and roll to Penders, and he's there at the basket. And nicely executed by the Anderson Trojans to cut it to 2. 6.5 remaining. Storm now over to the right side to Prince. They'll pull it back out. And Penders left Storm. And just a good job, and Donahue probably got away with a little bit of a foul. But instead it's a no call, the much smaller player on the much bigger player, and it'll be a loose ball foul going against Grapevine. First team foul of the quarter for either team. Now Donaldson gets it to Perkins. Noah working on Garcia. Penders in the high post, now to the corner. Wallace stepping back, now stuck without a dribble. Can't kill your dribble there. Penders. Nice kick to Lieberman. Good vision there, and there's Wallace. Gambled on the steal. Now Wallace with a little push shot floater. No, gets his own miss. Back out Perkins. His three-pointer on the way. Rattles out. Now pass inside deflected. Some nice defense here from Penders. Playing some good ball and a timeout called by the Trojans. So we'll have some substitutions after the break after this 30-second timeout, but Perkins still leads the way for the Trojans with 6 points. Donahue with 2, Mearswood with 2, and then in the quarter here, Penders with the only basket for the Trojans. Only basket for either team. So Perkins gets his first rest of the game. It's starters otherwise, and Ben Burris. So McReynolds with it along with Rickards, Mearswa, Donahue, and Burris. Miles. And a lob here inside to Mearswa, just a little too deep and out of bounds. Coming up is Davis. Davis trying to attack the paint. Now kicks back outside. An open look on the perimeter. And that one is good for Grayson Prince. Here's Burris. Back to Rickards. Now inside Donahue. His shot blocked by Storm. Now coming the other way is Grapevine. We'll slow it down a little bit. Now up comes Prince. Left side, now dishing to Storm. One dribble, maybe 3 seconds, but a nice find. Got him caught sleeping back door. Dylan Loack has his first make of the day. Rickards in the corner. Few dribbles, looking for Mearswa, just kind of passing to his knees there, but here's Mearswa kicking to McReynolds. Luke, now back to Donahue. Drew attacking the paint. Nice pass to Mearswa. Had it deflected, right idea though. Mearswa spins, fades, no good. And yeah, that'll be a foul against Rickards with the slap from here. Cross-court pass, driving in, rising and firing, looking for his first basket of the day is Foster, no good, but another rebound going underneath to Prince. That one out of bounds, it's blue ball. Prince has 2 offensive rebounds. He's the second shortest guy on the court. .330 to go in the second quarter. One dribble strong to the basket, no good. Rebound batted around. Storm comes away with it. He can't hit, and a rebound goes inside once again to Dylan Foster, and he's got his first make of the day. And a technical foul called. I think they're going to get Rickards here. Actually, I think they said Mearswa with the tech here. Yeah, they're going to get Mearswa. Just saw Miles was the closest one to the ref. And he was tangled up on the floor there, but I think they're getting Mearswa. So 2 free throws, and the lead is officially to 11. Now Prince with 7 points. And he will come out. Smith will come in. And Anderson, after cutting it to 2, a 9-0 run here for Grapevine. So Mearswa to the bench with the technical foul. Now Foster back outside. That's Loack. Dribbling left, looking for Storm in the paint with Smith defending. With some poor spacing here for Grapevine. A jump ball. But that'll keep it here. We sure? The possession arrow says Grapevine. They've got the possession arrow flipped. Yeah, now they got it right. I think they just had it wrong on the outset. But here is Smith. Yeah, that's right, because the first possession of the game or of the quarter went to Grapevine and hasn't had one since. So that is the right call. It'll flip back to Grapevine now on the next jump ball or the start of the third quarter. But here's Rickards on the right side. And a blocking foul. Now Miles will check out. Zach Wallace into the game here for Anderson. McReynolds gets it into Burris. Now driving right side is Donahue. He will kind of a leaner and no good. And a nice move at the basket there for Foster. He's got 4. Up ahead to Donahue. Drew thought about the 3. Instead, will get it off to Wallace. McReynolds open for 3. He'll try it. Doesn't like to shoot those a ton. Misses that. Now 25-12, and here come the Mustangs. Back out. Prince now into the corner, an open look. This one no good, and Storm just taller than Smith. Now another look at the three, and this time Foster's able to can it, and he's got 7. Now a 15-point lead. Anderson has 2 points in the quarter. To the right, Donahue, and McReynolds didn't go to get it, and Donahue, not a great pass. Fortunately for Anderson, not stolen. Way to stick with it on the other end of the court for Foster. Missed a 3, got the ball back, shot another one, made it. But here's Smith to the basket, just a little too strong. Batted away, Perkins, who's back into the game. Garcia back in after a little bit of a layoff. Bryant Gitcho into the game, as is Ty Donaldson. Wallace will step out, as will McReynolds. And a little miscommunication there for Grapevine. It'll go out of bounds. Anderson will take possession with 1:16 left to go in the half. Here's Gitcho to the right side. Now Donaldson. Perkins all the way to the cup. Strong and just a little too strong. Anderson can't hit anything right now, and it'll go out of bounds. With 57 seconds to play here, neither team really headed towards the bonus. Anderson hounding the ball on the perimeter. Now left side dribbling with it is Grayson Davis. Now kick to the left. Driving in is Schonenberger, and he walked with it. Donahue puts it on the floor. 20 seconds left. Perkins. Gitcho. Donaldson. Anderson holding for the final shot here, down to 11 seconds. Now 10, 9. Here's Smith. One dribble, off to Donahue. Drew, one dribble, and he was looking for Smith. Kind of got caught in the air. Donaldson pulled it away. Gitcho going to fire at the buzzer, and that is no good. Just a really rough second quarter for the Trojans there. Puts it to 28-12 at the break. We're able to muster a couple of points there in that second quarter, but Noah Perkins still the high man for Anderson with 6. Donahue, Mirzwa, and Penders all have 2. Storm has 10. Prince and Foster both have 7. Loack has 2, and Garcia has 2. But now Westlake is on the court here on this left side getting warm, and this is a Westlake team that always has a great amount of success here in the Anderson Classic. They dropped a very good game against St. Michael's in the gold bracket last year, as I do recall. If you go back to it, yeah, Westlake has won 6 of these Anderson Classics, including 3 of the last 4 barring last year. And then 15, 16, and 17, they won it as well. Back when I was a student in high school, if you look at some of the past tournament MVPs, some pretty good names. Matthew Mayer back in 2016, of course, had a fantastic career at Baylor. I believe he ended up transferring to Illinois, and I know that I watched him on my Houston Rockets Summer League team this year. Will Baker, former 5-star recruit, ended up at Texas, bounced around a little bit, ended up at LSU. KJ Adams, now a key piece of that very good Kansas team that is one of the top teams in the country, and he's one of the key players there, won it back in 2019. So we've seen our fair share of talent rolling through this tournament, but this year, Westlake in the silver bracket. After dropping a game against Kingwood, Westlake will take on Cy Falls, a team that Anderson just saw in the game yesterday. The first game of this Anderson Classic. And in the gold bracket, it's Fort Bend Austin against Kingwood. It's one the team that beat Westlake, and another that beats Austin. This Kingwood team also took down this Grapevine team. And then in the other gold bracket is Fort Bend Travis. So Houston area well represented going against Rockwall. Alief Elsick will take on, I believe, Dakota Ridge. And San Antonio Holmes in the other bronze bracket will take on Oak Ridge. And the winner of that game will play the winner of this one tomorrow in the later morning, and the loser of that one will play the loser of this one. And if things hold as they are, that would be the Trojans taking on either San Antonio Holmes or Oak Ridge. But that'll do it for us here in the first half. 8 minutes to go before the start of the second. Going to go ahead and step aside here for just a moment. Let you hear the sights and sounds of the Anderson Classic, and we will be back in just a little bit. You are watching Anderson Basketball on Vype, live from Anderson High School. It is the Anderson Classic. And here we go. Buzzer sounds. That means we are back in for half number 2. Got locked out here for a second trying to go to the bathroom. But it'll be Grapevine basketball as we are underway. Pull out here. Oh. All right, just inside baseball. Hit a snag on my tripod, and here we go. I can move it again. 7:45. It's 28-12 if you're just joining us. Anderson with a pretty good first quarter, just couldn't get it going in the second on offense, especially. Now Garcia with it. And Grapevine content to move slowly with the ball here. Prince, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. Garcia said he tipped it. But now Anderson's got to protect the ball themselves. McReynolds. Now Rickards. Mearswa. Soul into Perkins. Donahue from the corner, and that is good. Splash down for Drew Donahue, who's now hit a three-pointer in each of the first 3 games of this Anderson Classic. For Anderson, like to look for him to get it up a little bit more. Him and Perkins. Noah hit a couple early, missed one later on, and that could happen. I mean, I was a young player and pretty much only out there to shoot the ball myself in my playing days. So I understand what it feels like when you miss a couple and that confidence goes down, but Anderson needs their good shooters to try and get some more shots up. You just don't have that many options on offense as Dylan Foster rises and hits. Scoreless in the first quarter, 7 in the second, 2 here early in the third. Now here's Perkins. See, just a little short on that one, but got to keep getting them up. McReynolds lobs it into Miles. Now handoff for Luke, but right into a defender. Now kick to the corner. Donahue, another look at 3, and that one in. That's what I'm saying. Donahue and Perkins, the 2 guys have had it going the best on offense. They got to get their shots up, try and claw their way back into this game. Lead back down to 12. We saw a little spurt in the third quarter from Anderson yesterday, but that game way further out of reach, and a nice play by Miles Rickards to, swat that ball away. You could hear the pounding of the air in the ball, and now Perkins left open for 3, and he hits it. That's going to be the key for the Trojans as they call timeout. As these shooters can shoot, it's down to a 9-point game. It'll be a full timeout. Noah Perkins with 9 points, coming from 3 threes. I mean, shooting the three-point ball, you got to be all right with a few misses if you're a player. Don't let that confidence go down. The best shooters in the world only make it about 40% of the time. I mean, Stephen Curry, he's not hitting, 70, 80% of his threes. He's hitting 40, and that's tremendous. So if you can just hover around a 30 or threes made, I think Anderson will be content with that, maybe a little bit over. Obviously, some shooting variance going to come into that. And I don't know if you watch the modern NBA, they shoot a lot of threes because, see, I was a radio, television, and film major in college, got my degree, but, that means I wasn't very good at math. However, I do understand one thing. 3 is more than 2. And Anderson can shoot their way back into a few ball games, as they're doing here. As many as 15 down, now down to 9. Here's Loak. Now Garcia. Garcia working to his right. Gets it to Loak. Pass inside, and it's a block by Donahue. Foul called. Looked good, but 2 free throws coming here for Grapevine. First free throw good. Now Rickards right side after 2 good free throws for Wallace. Shot no good. Rebound inside to Storm. Anderson doubles him. And ball batted away. It'll stay here. And now without a dribble, but a nice cross-court pass leads to an open 3 from the corner, no good. Long rebound goes to Mearswa. It's off of Storm's foot. And a travel. Another unforced error for Anderson. And that's going to be an illegal screen. They'll get Storm. Stuck the hip out. Perkins finds McReynolds, Luke, and then just another arm in the breadbasket. Now looking inside, Perkins takes it away. They were looking for Storm. Here comes Noah. It's a 3-on-2, crosses back. McReynolds left wing, his three-pointer, no good. Rebound strong inside, loose. Donahue's got it. Now Miles, back up to Mirzwa. Perkins, and what a steal that time. He's blocked out of bounds. It'll be another Trojan turnover. Storm, one dribble to the basket, can't get it to go. Mirzwa just moved them off his rhythm enough. And here comes Rickards. Miles looking to find McReynolds, and that'll be out of bounds. Corner. Shot no good. Rebound goes. That's a third offensive rebound for Prince. Storm's got it. Perkins takes it away. Noah Perkins has played a pretty solid game of basketball on both ends of the floor. 3 threes and some good defense. Rickards wild to the cup. Draws the foul. So he'll step to the free throw line for 2. And good chance for Miles to get his first. First one is good. Good to see one go down. And Miles was a good reserve piece for Anderson last year. Now moving into the starting lineup, he struggled a bit at times throughout this Anderson Classic, just ball security. You can tell that his shoulders are sagging a little bit. He's losing a little bit of confidence, but he has got to get that confidence up because you can see the talent with him. He was a guy that was able to come off the bench and hit a few threes from time to time last season. A couple nice moves to the basket, and Anderson's going to need that guy to emerge. They want to win more games this year. Good close out there, chasing the man off the three-point line. Now back outside, a look no good. That was Prince. And now here comes Mirzwa sprinting into the front court. Gets it off to Donahue. Drew driving in. He'll get all the way to the basket. Leaning layup, no good. Anderson just very rough field goal percentage around the rim here today. Just can't hit layups. And a timeout here for Grapevine as Anderson was handing them on the perimeter. I believe this should just be a 30 seconds. And if I may pause here, let me get my water break. Just a 30-second timeout, so we will be back in it shortly. And it's a 9-point game after the free throws from Rickards, 32-23. He's got 2. Good defense here from McReynolds. Here's Foster. 9 points in the game for him. Foster into the lane, dishes it off, and he dragged that pivot foot. So after the timeout, a good defensive possession for the Trojans. Anderson, of course, back down to 5A this year, so we'll have all these district games for you here on Vype. You saw it if you were watching Trojan football on Vype. Here's Donahue. Finds McReynolds. Or excuse me, that's Donaldson. See, that's going to get me a few times this year. Donahue and Donaldson, number 11 and 12 on the roster. Good thing they don't really look anything alike, but there is Donahue, and now I'm going to be in my head about it. But here's Burris. Ben puts the ball on the floor, crosses back left. And here's Luke. Burris. Finds McReynolds. Now Donahue. Luke is trying to find Smith, and that'll be taken away. So you can tell on offense, Anderson wants to operate some out of the post, but where they've really struggled is on entry passes. If you can't get it to your big men can't go to work. But Donahue back to Donaldson. Now Burris. Smith, now Burris. And McReynolds. See, this time, the defender gambled a little bit, but he's met at the rim and rejected. Now on the other end, a fading jumper on the baseline is good for Grayson Davis. That's his first make of the day. And back to an 11-point lead under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Back to Donaldson. And Anderson content to hold for the final shot of the quarter here, under 30 seconds to play. A foul called. They still have two more to give. Now just the one. But they put Lieberman in. You imagine that his range, they take McReynolds out, who's not much of a shooter. Donaldson, back to Donahue. Now Burris. Burris driving in, gets to the basket, lays it in through contact, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Nice job by Ben Burris getting all the way to the cup to cut it back to single digits. And that'll be the end of the quarter. So now for Anderson, this season, I believe district play starts on the 20th. I think they have Bastrop in the first game of that season. But instead of playing teams like Westlake, Bowie, Lake Travis, Dripping Springs, they're going to be playing McCallum, Cedar Creek, Navarro, Bastrop, Crockett, and Lhasa. I remember Crockett was one of those few teams a few years ago when Anderson was going on perfect runs in district, back-to-back 14-0 seasons. Crockett was one of those teams that always hung with them a little bit more. I think Anderson only playing 12 district games, though, this season. Fewer teams. It's a district of 7. But a couple of those Bastrop schools, so a little road trip there. McCallum, of course, the crosstown rival over on, I believe, Koenig. Navarro. I work over near Navarro High School. Of course, that's one of those that got the name change in recent years. Cut the song off right before the line. But Anderson ball to start, so they're basically getting a 2 for none. as they get it to Penders inside. One dribble, back to the basket, and yeah, chopped his feet. Took a little, Coach Swanson arguing that it was a good dribble move, and it was. He just, that foot just popped up just a bit, just enough to get that call. Now here's Storm, who Anderson's done a better job of holding in check. And a steal here for Burris. Zoop, we lost our camera here. We'll get that done in just a second. It's Perkins on the right side over to Burris. Now he gets it out to Wallace. And Anderson, another turnover here. I see the problem. Sorry about this, folks. That is on me. I bumped the little video box over, and we are good to go. One man banding it here, running all those things. I got the kick drum on my back, got the cymbals, the tambourines, the accordions, all sorts. But here, 6:45 to go. It is 34-35. Anderson can't capitalize on their first possession of the fourth. Now they get it into Storm. Penders on him, just lost it out of bounds. It's really the tail of the tape, and this one is just a brutal second quarter for Anderson. Only mustered 2 points, but otherwise it's been a very even game. And now back down to 9 for Anderson. So you know that you're going to be able to hang in some of these games with defense alone as Burris gets into the paint and flips it up and in off glass. 4 points in the game for him now. Now back down to a 7-point game, 6 minutes to go. And a whistle against Lieberman on the perimeter. Loak with it. He drives left, throwing a little elbow there. Now Prince gets it into Storm, double comes, now back to Loak. With Storm, after starting with 8 of his team's first 10 points, only has 10 now. So the defense has come steady here for Anderson. They find him. Now back to the right side. Loak looking for Storm, finds him. Not looking to back down anymore. But this is smart basketball from Grapevine. Don't force anything. There's no shot clock. You don't need to do anything at all if you don't want to. But this time Anderson able to force the steal, pass a little too high. Lieberman had it. Now Perkins running up the court with it. Lieberman left side, looking for Penders. Now Burris. Noah on the right, the right side. Wallace, jab step. Looks for Burris, finds him, puts it on the deck, finds Wallace. Wallace at the basket, foul. Key free throws here. One for 2 for Wallace. Good to not come up empty. 34-28. And got to hurry here if you're Grapevine. You got 10 seconds. Ooh, definitely got away with a walk there. But Anderson might have gotten away with some contact. The pass inside, forcing it. Anderson gets the steal. 34-28, halfway through the quarter. Here's Burris. Lost the ball, gets it back. I think he's out of a dribble. Now McReynolds. Now Wallace finds Perkins. Noah. Got to step up here. And a timeout called. Anderson looking out of sorts on offense. I like the timeout there. Trojans still have 3 timeouts. It'll just be a 30 here. Mears checking back in. Haven't seen Sol a whole lot since he picked up the technical. But just a 30-second timeout here, 34-28 as it stands. So coming down to the stretch in this one. Next game up, Cy Falls against the Westlake Chaparrals. Team these Trojans are very familiar with, playing in district these last couple of years, and of course in these Anderson Classics. So driving all the way to the cup here after the timeout, and that one's stolen. They tried to throw it off McReynolds. Luke was there, and just a little funkiness there, and Anderson not able to clear it away. It was thrown off of McReynolds. Perkins had it, but he was coming in, and he was going to hit Luke with a flying elbow. Pulled up, but in the process lost the ball. In the long run, that's probably a better decision to take the turnover. Here's Garcia. Great defense here on these perimeter from the Trojans, and that'll be a 10-second violation forced. So more good defense being played by the blue and white. The home team with a chance to cut this to a single possession game with a three-pointer. Perkins. Now Donahue. Crosses left and right. Now back up top to Burris. Burris all the way to the basket. Kind of lost his footing and just tried to put it up, and Anderson's struggles at the rim continue. Now Grapevine's got to get back to what they were doing. The Trojan press sped them up a whole lot. Forced a few turnovers, and there's McReynolds trying to force another one. You see, this is what they're doing. That hounding defense can create turnovers, but if you're Grapevine, you just got to hold on to the basketball and storm all the way to the cup. They're going to call this on the floor. So some good fortune for Anderson. They'll wave that off. That just the second team foul for Anderson. As Pender's back into the game, maybe for some size and defense. Good communication from him, too. Timeout called. So like I said, Anderson, this defense is going to be able to keep them in a lot of these games. You just got to find enough on the offensive end. Because low scoring is how Anderson's going to want to win. So coming back out of the timeout. The game high still belongs to Brendan Storm, although he has not put the ball in the basket in quite some time. But he is the only player here in double figures, and it was just so dominant coming out of the opening tip. Now back to Garcia. Risky pass, but good receiver skills from Randy Garcia. Yep, foul there from Wallace. Trojans one more foul to give, but at that point, Trojans might not want to have any more to give and try to get back into this game with some missed free throws from Grapevine. But for now, a couple of stops will do. And a loose ball on the floor. It's going to be a jump. Grapevine ball. Quick foul on the grab. And as we get into one of these late game situations where the pace of play grinds to a halt, another foul. We are happy that we started this game a little bit early. Because with just over 2 minutes, this one needs to wrap up within the next 10. Well, this is Anderson's last game of the day, so it doesn't affect our broadcast schedule. But you know that team that's playing at 8:30 this evening probably cares a whole lot. This is, of course, one of the gold bracket games. And one of two. Donahue. Now Perkins. Noah driving in, gets to the paint. He was bumped. Now Wallace. Picking up the foul, Dalton Wallace, number 10 for Grapevine. Burris looking for Penders, and Storm able to take it away, just forcing it into too tight of a window, as has been the story for a lot of this tournament. Garcia got caught in the air but able to save it. Now Storm right through Penders into the corner. They'll pull it back out. Now just 90 seconds left. Anderson off to Storm, and he can't hit. Was really slowed down after a torrid start to the game. But still a high man with 10 points. A couple of guys right there hovering around him, including Noah Perkins, and this time he's able to get the steal. It might be a game-finishing lay. So he's starting and finishing. As Burris behind him dishes off to Wallace. Nice finish inside to get it back. Timeout called with under a minute to play. It's a 7-point ball game. But a whole lot more to be encouraged about for Anderson in this third quarter. And third and fourth quarters, the second half. Because other than that second quarter, if Anderson can be scoring on the pace that they have been, which is around 10 points per quarter, that's still on the pretty low end, but this defense is going to be able to keep them in some of these games, especially against some of these teams in district that aren't always up to snuff. Anderson very legitimately could sneak into the playoffs in a district of this size and caliber, because there's only 7 teams. That means more teams make the playoffs than don't. Of course, they are 0-0, so it's a little too early to be talking about that. But I'm just looking towards the end of the whole season, because we will have these district games for you. Looking at it, I think, yeah, on the road against Cedar Creek is going to be the first game of the season on the 20th. I believe that's a Friday. That will be a 7 o'clock tip. Now Garcia, a fire ahead to Storm, and there he is. He's fouled, can't hit. But with 51 seconds, Anderson running out of time. No good. As Storm misses them both, but the rebound batted out, and fantastic job there as the ball will stay here by Dalton Wallace to just get an arm in there and force that ball off the chest of Wallace. Anderson's Wallace. Dalton Wallace forced it off the chest of Zach Wallace. Spelled differently. Garcia lobs it in. Wallace just a little too small. Got him with the hook. This will be another shooting foul. Or you get what it's the bonus, so it will be shooting. It was a foul on the floor. So Loack with 3 points now. Makes it an 8-point game. Wallace up strong for it. Perkins. Got to think about calling his own number. Nice dribble move there. Gets it off to Donahue. Drew just going to fire away. That one no good, but Anderson got to be urgent with the basketball here. Perkins gets the rebound. Now under 30 seconds to play. Out to Donahue. Got to get a shot up. Donahue off the right side. Layup is good. Nice scoop from Drew Donahue as he's into double figures now with 10. Get it to Garcia. Donahue comes and charges him. Ooh. Light foul call. But it doesn't particularly matter at this point. Anderson probably needs to send him to the line anyway. But Westlake will be coming across your screen here in a moment. They're getting ready to play their game. And Garcia with his 3rd point. And 1 for 2. So 39-32. Under 10 seconds. Perkins is just going to pull up from deep. And that'll be no good. And with 3 seconds left, that'll be the ball game. But looking at this score, if Anderson can hold teams under 40 points and avoid quarters like they did in the second, they're definitely going to be able to hang in some of these games, but they do drop this one, and they will have one more game here tomorrow. That means they'll have the early game, 8:30 a.m., so bright and early on a Saturday, which, good news, if Anderson were to have won this game, I wouldn't have been able to do the broadcast, would have had to fill in, although maybe not good news for all of you. Maybe you could have dealt with a change of pace. But no, I will be here at 8:30 tomorrow. At 8:25 we will go live and get a lay of the land on the Anderson Classic. The Trojans are going to slip into the 3rd place game here in the bronze bracket. And they will play the winner of the bronze C and D, or they will play the loser of the bronze C and D. That game will happen at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Right now it's Cy Falls and Westlake. Come on down. We won't have the broadcast for you, but all day you're going to have some real good basketball as things continue here from Anderson High School. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Before we head off, I want to get some scores. The high man in the game, Grapevine, was Brendan Storm with 12. Right behind him, the only other player in the game in double figures was Anderson's very own Drew Donahue, 10 points. Noah Perkins with 9. 3 made threes in the game for him. Ben Burris had a couple of nice plays, got 2 baskets out of it, 4 points. Wallace with 3, Rickards, Penders, and Mirzwa all with 2. Just got to get more done on the offensive end. Only scored 2 points in the second quarter. Otherwise, Anderson made that one a game down the stretch and got one more. Going to be able to avoid going winless in this game tomorrow morning. We will be live at 8:25, as I said. Want to thank all of you for tuning in. Want to thank Merle Bertrand, my boss in QA, for keeping an eye on things. Suna Venkot, our technical director, for helping us out with all the technology and the scoreboards and the connectivity and everything that she does for us. Without her, none of these broadcasts would get on the air. The Trojan Booster Club for getting us on the air in this broadcast, and everybody involved here at Anderson High School with this Anderson Classic. It is, like it does every year, going off without a hitch. Always good stuff here from Anderson High School. But that'll do it for us. Going ahead going to go ahead, there we go, and sign off for now. We will see you tomorrow. Hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon and a great Friday evening. We will be up for some breakfast and basketball tomorrow morning. We'll see you then.